Hello and welcome to IRC's first event on F1 2021. Good evening, my name is 8 Cylinders of Fury and welcome to a casual event here today on the IRC Esports YouTube channel. Joining me here today in the commentary box is Mr. Shalalurk. How are you doing, sir?
Happened.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We are live now. Sorry for that little delay, ladies and gentlemen. My name is 8 Cylinders of Fury. We were just having a little bit of technical issues on my side here. I do apologize. Welcome. You are not late at all. We are just about to get started here with a little tiny social event, if you will, on F1. Just gonna get it started here on the new game with an F2 race. Can you hear me now? And joining me here in the commentary box today is Mr. Shalalurk. How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well, thank you.
So I think you should go ahead and explain the format of what exactly we're doing here today with this new F2 format that we're trying out.
So this is the single format, and this one is going to be a 30 minutes qualifying followed by a 50 minutes feature race, and the normal point system for F2 with 4 points for a pole position and 2 points for the fastest lap.
It is going to be very interesting here today. This is the first event that we're having on the new game, so it should be pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and hop straight into the hot lap video, which we have ready for you today because the track that we're racing at is Bahrain, so it's going to be a pretty spicy affair. So let's go ahead and hop into the hot lap video now. So yeah, we have almost gotten underway here in the session, so we're just going to have a look-see as to what the situation is in the session. Yep, we are getting underway here, and hopefully we're going to have a good event here today. Madhav, what are your expectations for today's race?
I have no idea what to expect because it's the first time we're trying something like this, and also a completely new grid with people from all the way across the three tiers from last season, plus different new cars. So it's definitely going to be interesting, but really don't know what to expect.
Madhav, what are your expectations for today's race? Exactly, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see what's going to happen here today. I'm just having audio hearing twice, so very sorry for that. Just checking to make sure that the stream is underway. We do have a 30-minute qualifying by the looks of it, which is a pretty long period of time. We have a lot of drivers here today, 14 drivers to be exact, and we also should be getting into the game in just a second here. There we go. We have a number of drivers, not really many coming out here. We just have Dwajan coming
think
out now.
Rajan is the first one out and he's spun already.
I think that's going to be a pretty constant theme. These Formula 2 cars, low downforce, than when compared to the F1 cars, definitely more of a challenge to drive, which is why people enjoy driving them. And more than that, I think it's the sound. I think everybody loves the sound of these cars. So these cars sound a lot better than the standard.
Those naturally aspirated V6
These cars sound a
sounds
lot
beautiful.
better than the standard cars. I don't know why F1 doesn't go with these engines as standard, because these engines sound a lot better. I think you'd agree.
Uh, yeah, but better, but not better, but otherwise it's a lot down.
Yeah, that's also true. They are very far down power-wise. We just have a couple of other drivers coming out here. We have the long qualifying session here so that we have some time for the drivers to get used to the new game. A lot of drivers here probably trying out the game for the first time. We have 15 drivers here. It did say Christian Lundgaard in P15, but now it's loaded in as Electrip, who is our very caring host, and he's the one who set up this event for all the IRC members here today, so big shout out to him, of course. We see
And here we have, yeah, Twajin starting his hot lap.
Yep.
It's a bit wiggly on the exit there.
Let's go on board with him for a fast lap and see exactly what's what.
We have a yellow flag at turn 1. I think it's just somebody coming out of the pits. Yep, gets out of the way nicely. What happened there?
F1 2021 already showing us exactly what we didn't miss in F1 2020.
Going into 4th gear on the corner exit. I don't know if that's a bug or it's just him driving, but
This car sounds very, very buggy indeed.
like he's turning on the, making the anti-stall kick in or something mid-corner.
A couple of other drivers also on track now, getting in their initial banker laps. As we see a driver spinning off there in the distance. RB Ferralo in the... I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not too well versed with my F2 team, so I'm not exactly sure what team this is. It's just...
Lane.
Is it? Oh, is it? It shows... Is my inexperience showing? Hopefully not. As we see, a couple of drivers getting tangled up right at at the first turn there. I think it was Electrip getting involved with a little...
There is Electrip on wet tires.
And clearly
Full
paying the
wets.
price for it. What is he doing? You can see it's the wet tires because of the blue sidewall and also the extensive amount of treading that it has to shift the water. Of course, there is no water on the track now, so not quite sure what version of Bahrain he's driving on, but he's definitely having issues there. All the cars will be getting a little sideways coming out of turn 10. That's definitely going to be expected, but we see RB Ferralo putting in the first lap of the session so far, a 1:42. A couple of other drivers here. We have Kubarabi coming out of the final turn. And also that gear shifting glitch or error or whatever we seem to be having is happening for everyone. So I'm not really sure what's happening there.
Yeah, in the last game F1 2020 there was this bug while you're spectating that the car's engine would be stuck at like max RPM. You'll be redlining in every single gear, and that was very annoying.
Speaking of
Like
the
this
wet,
is the new
speaking of the wet tire, Kimrai seems to be on the wet tire as well. I don't know what those two guys are going for strategy-wise, but there is not a droplet of rain in the sky. Quite literally.
They just know something we don't.
Maybe that's the case. I think that
Seeing
is
the lap times.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think that is just the downshift noise this year or something, because it seems to be happening with everyone. So yeah, go on about the lap times.
I see the lap times dropping quite rapidly. A few seconds back, it was Ferrello with the fastest lap. Now we had lap that's 2 seconds faster. I'm probably going to guess that we see a time around 1:38. I'm going to guess.
Yeah, I think that's definitely on the calendar. That's definitely has a high chance of happening. We are seeing a lot of drivers on the medium tires right now. This is the tire with possibly the longest lifespan. We also
Two
have the hard
seconds.
tires.
I mean, you only have mediums. That's the only options. You don't have
Uh,
softs.
Also,
Oh,
hello,
wide
Electric.
Rion Wets.
We only that's the problem. You only have one set of medium tires. That's why just to just for fun, we people are trying on the wets if anyone else is because there's only one set of mediums.
We thought you were having bad case of
Yeah.
dehydration in that desert sun if you're running
No,
wet
not
tires on a dry track. But yes,
no, not really.
that clears it up for us.
Desert, desert sun at night.
See a lot of drivers in the pits here. Let's go on board Rocker, who briefly featured in. Do we have a red flag? No, I think he's just invalidated his lap
Now
there.
it's invalidated. Yeah.
There we go. Also, I don't seem
So
to
that
have
is,
the HUD enabled for some reason. Doesn't seem to be
you
coming
need to
up.
go into spectator menu,
All right.
it's F1, and go to telemetry and enable it.
Ah, you can see I'm a little new to streaming here. I do apologize. There you go. You have a little bit more information on your screen there as to what exactly is going
That's
on.
F1, yeah.
Yep, yep. Hide the UI as well, just for good measure. Good to see so many drivers coming and participating in this. I think there was a big discussion just before the server got started as to who would be driving and who would be streaming, and we
We
see
have a spinning
Faizan
Zan there.
up to his old tricks again. Formula 1, Formula 2, GT3, but Faizan is Faizan.
I don't know what car this is. I'm gonna guess it's the Ardent.
Yeah, it is the Arden team. They're the ones who've been running the pink BWT, Best Water Technology. Very generic name, but very. It's been on the F1 grid for a couple of years now, but as you can see, they're a good motorsport sponsor in common. And yeah, find himself on the Arden car there, the BWT Arden car. So I think that's a pretty clean giveaway. I think it was Wilster who was coming out on a flying lap there. Yes, that's right. Wilster's coming out on the flying lap.
What it? Why does it show lap 0 on the top?
I
It's
think
supposed
that
to show the timer, right?
I think that is different for every driver. I think some drivers are getting lap 2, some drivers are getting lap 4. Yeah, as you can see, it's changing depending upon the driver that we're on board with, which is a little bit annoying.
I think we're almost 10 minutes into this session, and so far we've got only 5 cars setting a time.
Yeah, as we've established pretty early in the session here, I think it's just a case of a lot of drivers coming to terms with the not the new car, but the F2 car. Obviously, it's a less popular option. We don't really see drivers in the F2 car very often, so yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see here.
I don't think it's changed much since the last game. I think it's pretty much the same, but except this handling model of this new game is what drivers are gonna have to get used to.
We'll just go ahead and turn down the settings a little bit here because I am not
Yeah.
getting a perfect 60 FPS for some reason. Oh well, pretty game
Put
over
it on
fast.
high if you want.
Yeah, I was just going to do that, but I felt like high was a little bit too low. We do have
It's too low.
nearly 20 minutes of quali, so we should have more than enough time here to see exactly what is happening. Do not worry about that. I'll just slap it on high, might as well. Here we go, risk of deconnecting it says. I haven't deconnected, so in your face EA, as we just have another car spinning there on track.
That is Sid Kulkarni, I believe. Oh, it's
No, not Sid Kulkarni. That was one of the guys. It was Monk, I believe. There we go. Yeah, he's correcting himself
that's
right
wrong.
there. That sound issue is really annoying, isn't it?
That is hurting my ears.
It is quite tragic that it's making that sort of noise. Ah, it feels almost sacrilegious to hear that noise. Doesn't seem right. We do have 18 minutes of quali left. Some of the drivers have put in a banker lap. 6 drivers so far, all on the medium tyres, by the way. Ooh, a Sid Kulkarni. Oh, that would be the current fitted lap. That would be the current tyre they have on, not the fastest lap. Do not be concerned. Nobody's setting 140s on wet tyres in completely dry conditions. There you go. That is the tyre lap set on the. That's the tyre on which they set their fastest lap. This is the tyre that they're
Somebody goes into the top 10 on the wet tire, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, that would be mighty impressive.
Wilster G goes just with a 39.9. 3 tenths fast, almost 4 tenths faster than Sid Kulkarni.
A couple of people in the chat saying you were way too loud, Madhav, so I've turned you down a bit. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You're just a bit overpowering for their tastes. They don't like being dominated, it seems. Yeah, but we see Wilster putting the fastest lap of the session thus far. 1:39 on a medium set of tyres, and the times are dropping rapidly.
Yeah. We're already at 99, and soon we're going to probably see somebody going to 38s.
Yeah, exactly. God, that audio issue is really annoying. We need to do so. Codemasters, EA, whoever's watching, the chances of them watching are very little, but, you know, if we just go on board here, that is absolutely unbearable for me.
We can try leaving the session and rejoining again. Could work.
Could that solve it, maybe? Maybe it could, yeah. I think let's go ahead and do that, because this is actually pretty hard to watch here for us. Is it a server issue, or is it normally like this? I don't think it sounds this bad normally, does it?
It's no, it's a bug probably. I mean, from what I've seen in the last game.
That is very weird indeed. Anyways, let's go ahead and we'll quit out of the session and rejoin again and see what. Hopefully, it doesn't put me in the driver's seat because I'm not driving.
Did you spectate?
Yes, I chose spectate. Yes, that I paid particular attention to make sure I was spectating, because otherwise that would have been terrible. That would have been a real. I don't have. This game doesn't even support my controller for some reason. I do not know why.
Okay, we have audio now. Just pause and unpause.
There we go. Seems to be a bit better. Let me go.
Can you go on board electric? It's.
Ah!
Yes, much better.
Beautiful, beautiful. We will get you on board here as well. Let me switch back to the game here as we've loaded back into the session. Ah, glorious. This is what we wanted to hear. Actual downshifting. As we see a couple more drivers, we have Electrip now coming out of the pits again. Let me go ahead and get the detail up for you here. This is just to make sure you get the idea of what laps they're setting what times they're setting on these laps. As you can see, Kimrai nearly 17 seconds off the pace on the wet tires.
Yeah.
If you are joining a little late to the stream, some of the drivers are setting times on faster, on slower. Some of the drivers are setting times on the wet lap. Can't talk at all. On the wet tires, simply because they're bored. That's literally it. 5 people watching.
Look at the
Welcome,
gap
welcome.
between P2 and P3. It's 1 millisecond.
Yeah, absolutely nothing separating the drivers here. There we go. We can see 0.396, 3/10, nearly 4/10 of a second separating P1, 2, and 3. That's
Black Sheep is on a hot lap right now, and he has spun out at turn 1. Never mind, instant commentator's curse.
In full effect, might we add. Ooh, very sideways there, rocker. Coming through sector 2 here, very important to keep it tight, not to lose traction. This next section here is very crucial for braking because you have to get your braking absolutely right to prevent going off the track, locking up. Very easy to do with this corner here. Handles it very well there, Rocker. I believe Rocker is a tier 3 driver in
Yeah.
F1? Yeah.
I believe he's on a keyboard. I am not sure.
What was that? I didn't quite catch you there.
I think he uses a keyboard drive.
Well,
Not sure.
even more testament to his ability then, that he gets a good lap in here today. It'll be a big statement. Braking just before the 50-meter board, turning it in. Important to carry as much speed as possible while not exceeding track limits. Pretty safe there from Rocker. He'll come across the line.
He goes P8.
That's a pretty good lap.
There's another keyboard driver here, Crazy Joe. He's right up there in top 3.
Yep. We will go on board another driver here, maybe City Tony, coming through the second sector in the SMP racing car. If you add one more alphabet, what does SMP become, I wonder? Oh no, we have this issue again. No.
I don't think it's a bug. I think it's when the driver chooses too high of a gear, it does that.
No, I think it's just bogging down.
So he exited that corner in 4th gear and know what's happening.
Onboarded Faizan here. Coming through the final corner. He's invalidated his lap already though.
Perfect. How much time do we have left in the session?
I'm not entirely sure because I think the yellow flags thing is blocking it. That was where the timing was last time. Let me just go ahead and see if I can find out here for us.
No, it's something to do in the setting. Oh, and Izan spins out at turn 3.
We have 10 minutes left in the session is what it briefly showed up there. We have a very slow car. I'm not sure who this is. Okay, it's a Rocco who's going very slowly.
Rocco. I think he's run out of fuel.
Is there an option to return to garage on this? I don't think there is it?
No, it just puts you into low fuel mode and you just have to drive really slowly.
I think he's just pulled over actually. I don't think he's even... Yeah, he's just parked it.
He's gonna get disqualified if he stays there.
I think that's what he's going for.
Trying to get disqualified?
I think that's what he might have to do in order to get back to the pits as quickly as possible. And yeah, he's just been disqualified. There we go. That'll be a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3, which will be a major impedance to the other drivers. Faizan currently on a flying lap, hasn't set a good lap so far here, hasn't even set a lap at all. We also have Speed Lust in P15, who's just coming down the back straight now, should be his first flying lap. Oh, that's a beautiful looking car, not gonna lie to you.
Can we go on the track camera for him? I don't think you see this, but if you look at the driver, he's not wearing a helmet.
Oh, is he actually not? Oh. That's... oh, right,
If you see
okay.
that.
F1 2021 off to a flying start, might I add.
Taking safety to new levels.
Come on, guys. Just because it's F2 doesn't mean you don't have to wear a helmet, as we just get a big drift there from Speed Lust. But he has put in a lap which currently puts him P11, although I'm not going to lie, that's a beautiful looking silver livery on the
The high-tech.
high-tech car. Ooh, as we see another car, that's, no. We see a car just sitting here on just sitting there on just outside the apex of the corner. Speedlust is on a slow lap now. We have Sid Kulkarni coming out on a fast lap. Let's go ahead and
Turn off your virtual camera, by the way.
all right. It seems to be happening right when they're bogging down. It doesn't happen in any other situation. If they just get too low speed in a certain gear, then we get that god-awful noise. And yeah, go on.
I think they're just trying to use the normal short shifting method that these was used in F1, but I don't think that just doesn't seem to work on these F2 cars, which I guess you'll need to rev out the engine a lot more.
Yep, and Couple has just retired coming down the pit straight, and that has brought out a yellow flag in Sector 1. We have Speedlust here going on another flying lap. Let's go on board with him. We also have a car, I think that was Kimrai coming down the back straight, who's currently on a flying lap.
Still have about 10 minutes left and have 6 retirements already. Sorry, 7 minutes left.
Kimrai moves up from P14 to P12. I think a lot of drivers are just taking it a little bit easy. I think we'll see more of them in the race than we do in the qualifying. But right now, Wilster is the man to beat on pole.
On that. Years.
That is a god-awful noise, it really is. I wish we could do something about it, but we have tried to remedy it as best as we possibly can, and we just haven't found a solution. We've rejoined. The only solution now would be for me to uninstall 2021, reinstall it again, but I don't think we'd be able to do that.
Everyone's having an issue, don't worry.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Exactly.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow. I really do feel for you guys sitting in the cockpit having to listen to that for how many ever laps today's race.
No. Like, if you're spectating anyone, especially after I retire and spectating, I still get that random sound.
Oh, wow. That is...
Is it only for the spectators?
Or even if I'm racing, sometimes if I'm close to another person, I can sort of hear that, like, awful RPM sound.
It's actually hurting my ears, and I'm going to switch to another car because of that. There we go, a car that's actually making proper noises.
Trip, are you wearing your helmet, by the way? We have some drivers out here driving without their helmet on.
I mean, I think I am.
I forgot who that was. Was it, I think it was Speedlust, yeah.
Speedlust, yeah.
He's since retired.
Oh, he's getting a penalty. Don't worry, as a coordinator, I'll give him a penalty.
Let's see if that's a glitch on any other driver. Wow, for a second there I thought the driver wasn't in the car at all, but no, that's just because the driver is the same color as the seat. There we go. We see his helmet there.
The helmet.
Camouflage.
Camouflage, exactly. That is a god-awful noise, really. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
see, I know why it's happening. It's if you go in too high of a gear while driving slowly.
Ah, look at
He
this.
just wants to
Oh
stall.
no, Sid Kulkarni. I was going to say he's doing the right thing, but he's just shifting a little too early. I mean, we know why the drivers are doing it. It's to gain that little bit of extra traction. But the sound in this game has been wired in such a way that if you do that, then obviously... We have Albi Ferrolo here on his out lap. This should be a pretty good lap here. The champion of Tier 2 in the previous season of IRC F1, not F2. But yes, he comes across the line, gets us started on a flying lap here. Madhav, why don't you walk us through this one?
Yeah, gets nice and tight on the apex of turn 1. Now just focusing on a good exit out of turn 2 all the way down to turn 4. It's about at the 100 meters, nails the apex, make sure not to run too wide. Goes right up to the edge of the track limits. This is a very tricky zone, but he goes a little too wide there. This is a lot of momentum, and now going into turn 6, I believe.
I think it might be
Turn 8.
7, 8, yeah.
Coming down to turn 10, this is very crucial. It's very easy to lock up your tires here. But he manages to keep it nice and tight, gets a good exit, but gets a little wiggly on the exit, and now heading towards turn 11. You need to get a really good exit out of this corner all the way up to turn 13. I believe this next 2 corners are almost flat.
No,
I'm
there's a
not
little
sure.
bit of
Yeah,
a lift
sounds
there.
like he's lifting a bit. Yeah. Just 1 corner remaining. See what time he can do. The 3 is just 2 corners.
Coming across the line here, the champion of Tier 2 last season, Arbi Faralo. Well, will he put his car? Only P9.
He's P9.
I was expecting a little bit more from him there in favouring the colours of his favourite team, Red Bull. I mean, he's even edited his face onto a Red Bull driver suit, so I was really expecting big performance there. But he's P9 for now. He's still got a little bit of time to improve on that lap. I think he may already be going on another flying lap here. Only a couple of cars left in the left in the session now who hasn't retired. Faizan being one of them. Struggling thus far in the first half of the session to even put in a valid lap time. Now he's really flying down the back straight. Got to get the braking right for that corner, but want to also carry enough speed. Flat through there. No, a little bit of a lift. Flat in the F1 cars, I think, but I don't think it will be flat following the 2022 regulations, as we do see F1 cars going a little bit less downforce.
No, I think it'll still be flat. Not that difficult of a corner.
Comes across the line here in Artem Markalov's Arden car and goes P4. Amazing lap there from Faizan. Just 3/10 off the pole time. Wilster still on pole, uncontested thus far in the session, and choosing not to come out. I think he's just happy with where he is right now. Sid Kulkarni, however, is still on a flying lap. He's just come across the line. He'll be starting another one. No ERS to worry about in these cars. It's just...
And it's gone wide and invalidated.
Gone wide. Not sure if he'll have enough time to do another lap. We do have a red flag in Sector 1, so... Oh, sorry, a yellow flag.
An invalidation.
Yeah. Kim Rice currently on the lap.
There's new feature on this game where you can see the marbles being picked up on the tires. I think that's pretty cool.
I think in terms of tire animations, I think another thing which this game does really well is it also has the new puncture animations, where you actually see that
they delaminate the tire.
Yeah, the actual carcass of the tire is just flopping around as you're driving, and they lock up as well, if they, because there's no grip on that corner, obviously. So I think that's pretty cool. I think I first got wind of that feature on Jano Opmir's stream. So pretty cool stuff from Codemasters. They're implementing little by little what fans have been asking for quite a long time. As Kim Rai comes across the line, P7 for him. The only person still on a lap right now is Cuba Rabi, who is flying down the second to last straight, because this lap is pretty much all straights anyway. Coming through the final corner here. Important to get a good exit. Where will Cuba Rabi put his car? Didn't quite see there. It'll pop up on our screen in just a second. Or we won't. There we go. Oh, Cuba Rabi puts it in P2. Fantastic lap, yeah.
Just over a tenth behind Wilster G.
Yep, Wilster putting it on pole with a 139.9. You did predict that we would get into the 138s, but that didn't happen, obviously. I think it's just because the drivers didn't go on the fastest soft tyres or I think they had only one tyre compound available to them, which was the mediums. In terms of the dry tyres, which is why we saw so many of the drivers going on to the wets. But Wilster, Kubarabi and Freeman in the top three as we head into the race. And I think we should just have a look at the race format again, just to refresh our memories. This is the race format, full qualification and a feature race of 50% length. And the whole singola and duola concept is a little bit new to us. So we're just going to have a look at that again. So the singola type, or I think it's Italian for single, if I'm not too wrong. But the singola type is basically 30 minutes quali, 50% feature race, and we have a point system, the standard point system for F2 with 4 points for pole. So I think Wilster picks up 4 points for pole, and also 2 points available to the fastest lap in the race, so that should be pretty interesting as well. There's also another format, which is the duale, which we'll see a little later on in the season. One shot quali followed by a 50% race, feature race, and then a 50% sprint race, for which the top 8 of the feature race is reversed. So pretty cool. And no points for pole in the duale, but we do have 4 points for pole in this singola system. Why do they have to make it Italian? Why do they have to make it Italian? Anyways, we're just getting into the session here. 15 seconds left to go until we get going again. So do get your predictions down in the chat as to what do you expect from our drivers today. Is it going to be Carnage at turn 1? Who's getting way cleanest? It's going to be pretty interesting to see in just a second here.
We don't have a formation lap apparently.
No formation lap, 5 lights, and away we go. We have Wilster G getting a good exit. Ooh, big corners there as the driver's already facing the other way. I think that might be Black Sheep in P16, just having a terrible start there. 3 wide coming through the first corner. Everybody seems to have gotten away pretty cleanly. Wilster getting a brilliant exit out of the first couple of turns. They're absolutely flying away from everyone here just behind him. We see the gap to Kubarabi. Faizan also passing. Ooh, in a fight with Freeman, just taps his side pod a little bit, gets straightened out by the car next to him.
Faizan
really getting the elbows out here.
Going straight.
As we saw a car there, I think that was Sidkul Karni. Yes, it was, and he's taken another car along with him. Is that Danish? It is, as they just get a little bit too eager, coming into.
Completely lost his front wing. He has to bid. He has to change his front wing now. Massive damage.
3-second time penalty for Crazy Joe here. As there's a little train forming coming through the second sector. Kimrai, Dwajan, Speedlust in P9, Monk in P10. Here you see the biggest winners and losers from the opening lap thus far. And we do see
Green
that
has gained 7 positions as he gets passed by Monk, I believe. No, Speedlust.
you see the interval between the drivers here. A lot of drivers still close to each other, but Wilster already pulling out a nearly 2-second gap here on the rest of the field. Kubarabi in second place, having to contest with the pressure of Faizan. Faizan himself being pressured from behind by Freeman. Very, very interesting open period here.
Somebody in this field will be looking to make a move. I think Faizan will send one down the inside, and I think he is doing so. But Masters, what are you doing with your camera? And he has made the move.
He's got the move done there pretty cleanly. We see yellow flag in sector 3 here. We have a car very, very slow in the last part of the, and yep, it is Black Sheep. He's lost his front wing. Or it looked like he lost his front wing, although the shadow still implies that he's got some of it left.
He has lost his end plates, so he will have to box now, and he is
not. Okay, interesting. Choosing to take the low downforce approach, even more extreme. Wilster just running away from everyone here, as Kubarabi seems to be defending here from a couple of drivers. We're not on lap 3 just yet. We won't have DRS, but Kubarabi runs very wide, giving Electric the opportunity down the back straight. Had DRS been here, this would have been a pretty easy overtake.
He has the slipstream though and gets up alongside him, brakes just that little bit later, goes really narrow into that corner road.
We have drivers behind him as well, just waiting for that blood in the water, just sniffing on that opportunity. Electric just gets past him, but he's right there, Kuberabi. He wants to get the move done back again. This is also one of the few opportunities we get to see numerous tiers of drivers coming together. We obviously have tier 1, 2 and 3 drivers racing pretty much alongside each other, but we do see that gap opening up massively now between P1 and P2 as Kuberabi goes down the inside. Will he get the opportunity? Side by side coming down turn 1. It's 3 wide.
It's 3 wide.
3 wide.
Electric just dances around the outside of all of them.
Amazing overtake there from Electric, and I think Crazy Joe may have even lost another position there as he tried to get the overtake done. He may have lost a position out to Kimrai, who's just managed to slip up the inside. The battle is really heating up ahead here as they're still going side by side through Sector 2. All this means it's really good news for Faizan and Wilster, who are just pulling away from the pack right now.
Wilster has built almost a
Oh, and Electric picks up time penalty there, 3 seconds for, I think it might be track limits. That won't be helping his case any further. Now he has to open up a gap. We see a huge trade forming here in the midfield.
I wouldn't worry so much about penalties because a lot of people are going to have them by the end of the race, I feel.
You see Kapil, will he try to send it up the inside of Monk? Monk's run very wide.
Has damage on his front wing.
That could be a reason as well. We don't have telemetry right now, so we won't be able to tell you exactly how much damage each of these drivers are carrying. We can just have a look on board the driver and just see, oh yeah, he's definitely struggling with a little bit of front wing damage there. We can have a look at his front wing as he comes past us. He's lost...
This is speed lost.
Yes, he's lost his end plates there. Oh, yeah, my apologies. It is speed lust. He's also lost some of his front wing. I think he's lost his right end plate.
I feel like people are carrying on with the damage.
Indeed.
Since it's only a 16 lap race and we have a VST. Who is the culprit here?
Not really sure what happened here. Just have a look down the field and see what's happened to whom. Did really get a good idea. Oh, I think it's Black Sheep has just decided to turn it into the Paris Dakar Rally. And now he's fighting Wilster.
On his car. And now he's not fighting, he's lapped by Wilster.
Yes, I'm aware, but he seems to think he's fighting Wilster, which is very avid of him. Not really sure why this virtual safety car. Someone has messed up somewhere.
As we have a green flag and we go racing again.
Big trade.
To turn 10, a lot of cars side by side in there. See Kuberabi and Electric going once again side by side going into turn 11. Kuberabi this time with DRS gets ahead. The car perfectly on the apex just to slow down Electric by that much. Now Electric will have DRS on the main straight, so let's see what he can do. He runs wide. He's losing time to Kuberabi.
He's still within DRS, so he should be able to get a clean run on him on this straight coming up now. DRS in 200 meters, 100 meters. He has DRS now. A little bit of a speed boost allows the drag reduction system to take over. Zooms past Kuberabi, coming down to turn 1 here and gets the move done pretty easily. Behind them, the battle is heating up as well.
Behind them.
3 wide coming through.
That is Crazy Joe, I believe. It is. He makes the move stick somehow. What a send.
He will have to defend here coming into the next corner. Freeman thinks about it. Crazy Joe runs wide, giving Freeman a little bit too much liberty to decide his actions. And RB is right behind them, trying to capitalize. As Cuba Rubby has disconnected from the session, that will be pretty bad for him as his car gets ghosted out. It will mean that now there's an opportunity for all these drivers behind him to take advantage of the slow AI. Black Sheep has also left the session, although he's dead last, so I can understand why he may choose to do that. Not having a good race so far. Crazy Joe gets the overtake done. Very easy from him there. As you can see, Cuba Rubby's Ghost is falling back steadily at a rate of a position every corner.
Freeman is right on Crazy Joe Staley. I think he's going to make a move even before the DRS zone. He's trying to go on the outside, I believe. And yep, now he's right on his tail and he will have DRS. As Crazy Joe pits into the pits and decides he's had enough and gets a 5-second penalty for speeding for good measure. Speedless. I mean, RB Ferrello, he goes wide trying to make a move on Freeman.
Speedlust has also retired from the session now, but luckily he's retired in the pit, so we shouldn't be getting a stoppage of any sort. Yep, we just go green. I think that's what Black Sheep should have intended to do right from the beginning. Has he rejoined? I don't think he has. No, he's still ghosted and still driving along. Ghost is driving along for him. Right now, the battle is between Cuba Ravi. Oh, he hasn't returned either, so Tanish should be trying to chasing down here in the car of fellow Indian driver Jahan Darwala in the Carlin racing car.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty much spaced out now. It doesn't look like there's any battles going on track.
Do say Wilster here just absolutely freight training the rest of the session here, just pulling away at the rate of a second a lap now. 5 seconds clear of Faizan, nearly 11 seconds clear of Electrib, absolutely flying away with the race thus far. We're not even halfway in and he seems to be the one with the most comfortable position right now. So he dives into the pits here.
He's making his first pit stop and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding.
That will really throw a wrench into the cog there, as we just see the...
Goes on to the hard tires. And now couple race, his teammate is going to inherit the lead of the race.
Yep. A lot of drivers pitting to the hard tires now, as you can see. Almost 7 drivers in the top 10 coming into the pits now. Dwajan in P10 is also in Dan Tictum's car, is currently disconnected. So it's just his Ghost driving for him. So his Ghost is going to gain some positions for him right now as other drivers are in the pits. So actually his Ghost is doing a better job of overtaking people than he is. Oh, and I think he's back. No, he's gone again.
I think it ghosts whenever it comes near somebody.
A couple of drivers picking up penalties. Is Bahrain kind of intensive in terms of penalties? I don't think a track limit is that big a thing here.
Not really. I mean, this S section, yeah, here it is. Plus the exit of the last 2 corners, it's kind of easy to get a penalty. But apart from that, it's really that big of a deal. Penalties. Okay, no, never mind. It's Faizan coming up behind Dwajin.
You can see Cuba Rabi's Ghost losing positions at a very rapid rate here. He will have the Ghost will have DRS.
Ghost or... Yeah, it is ghosted.
Dwajan's ghosted as well.
Yes,
Faizan should get a nice overtake here. Yep, and Tanish picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That'll not be good for his racing chances. Have nearly 16 drivers.
People just don't seem to know where to brake for the pit entry.
It's a very fast pit entry, kind of like Monza, so you do have to be right on your toes. in terms of the braking, because you risk losing time if you don't get it right. We also have a couple in the pit lane. Pretty smooth pit stop there, not really much. Although for a second there it looked like he came off the hard tyres and went onto the hard tyres, which is a bit weird. But I think he's come off the mediums and now is onto the hard tyres. Electrip now zooming into second place.
Electrip has gained a lot of positions out of this. Really undercut a lot of people.
Does have 3 seconds of penalties to his name here. Crazy Joe right now has 11 seconds of penalties. Absolute madness as he gets very sideways. Electrip coming out of turn 7. Manages to keep it in place though. Keep it under control. Very hairy moment there for him. Driving in Guan Yu Zhou's, I've forgotten what his team is. Ah, yes. You can tell I don't. Ooh, Astanis picks up a 10-second time penalty. Where has that come from?
It's Spanish. I think it just went straight at the assist. I see a yellow car. I think it's Freeman. He had an incident with Freeman and I think he just had to go straight. Okay, go on board Freeman, P11.
On board Freeman, he has picked up.
Lost his wing.
Wow, that livery, whichever team that may be, that's a very bare bones livery. It's just red and black. Very.
What is the Ferrari team called? I forgot.
I've forgotten now as well, and I don't think it matters. But yeah, currently Freeman running with 3 seconds of penalties and many more seconds of damage because of a lack of a front wing, and he's currently finding himself in P11. Ooh, as Kapil seems to be right on the tail of someone here. Hubarabi's Ghost just drive through him. As Crazy Joe picks up another 3 seconds of penalties. Faizan seems to be right on the back of Arbi Ferralo here, just 4 tenths separating the two drivers. He should get a generous dose of DRS coming down the back straight, and I think you'll be happy to see that BWT livery, because it is the livery that you run in your GT3 car.
They alternate between the BWT and the Bilstein liveries.
Yes, because brakes are always good. As he cut right on board at Faizan here, will he have DRS? Yes, he does have DRS, but I think he's a little too far back to capitalize on it. I think he'll have more of a chance coming down the pit straight. He seems to be the only battle right now on the track.
He's going to get a good chance into the next DRS zone if he gets a good exit out of the final corner. Just has to use that slipstream and work his way up as close to RB Ferralo as he can. Late on the brakes. Entry into the corner goes a bit wide, but so does RB Ferralo, and
Freeman picks
it's a
up
good exit out of last corner, but I don't think it's with DRS. I don't think it is enough to make a move into turn 1.
Oh no, he might send it.
I could be wrong.
Sends it into turn 1, side by side, coming through turn 1, still side by side. Hung it round the outside, and he'll have DRS because he was behind Electrip. Oh, sorry, RB Ferralo coming past the DRS detection zone. Brilliant move there by Faizan, gets the position done, and P3 is his for now.
The car turn 10, go on board.
I think that might be Electrip who had a spin, yep. But he hasn't lost a position.
It's not Electrip, it's Freeman, I think. Freeman, yeah.
But if he has retired, why haven't we gotten a yellow flag or a safety car? I think Electrip may have spun, and he's lost a number of positions, I think. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't lost positions. But he is just ahead of Black Sheep's Ghost, who's still driving. Wilster is nearly 13 seconds clear of the rest of the field right now. Big performance from him.
Farlow is going to try the same thing what Faizan did to him this lap.
Also, yes, I think
This
you might be
time,
right because Freeman was on the medium tires. I think he put on another set of mediums during its pit stop and screwed over his strategy. So I think that might be why he's chosen to retire, because another pit stop would effectively just end his race. And here goes Faizan defending madly from the car behind RB Ferraro. RB will have the outside line coming into turn
later
one.
is going to try the switchback, which he does.
And another
It's a
switchback.
better exit than Faizan into the straight to turn 4. Time around, he has DRS on Faizan going into turn 4, and he's going to try to send one down the inside.
And he does do that.
He does nails the apex, leaves room for Faizan, and Faizan goes wide and loses that position. Brilliant racing by these two.
Also a battle here right behind them between Crazy Joe and Tanish. There's 5 tenths separating those two drivers. That noise is very annoying, so I'm going to go to the normal camera for a little bit. We'll hop on board again when they come on the back straight, and we'll see if Tanish... It all depends on whether or not Tanish can get a good exit out of turn 10. He's been having braking issues there. Gets the DRS. Crazy Joe doesn't have DRS. The battle ahead also, just 6 tenths separating Faizan and RB Ferraro, but right now 2 battles going on here, just in very close proximity to each other.
P8 and 9 are also really close to each other, so just 6 or 7 tenths.
Yep, that battle is also something to keep an eye on, as Tanish is getting very close to Crazy Joe here, setting a purple second sector time. Will he send it down the inside of the final corner? He does, and chooses to back out, just get to optimizing that exit, does so perfectly well. Now he'll get the DRS, with Crazy Joe obviously doesn't have.
He's gonna breeze past Crazy Joe, doesn't even have to brake late. Crazy Joe breaks late and sends Tanish into the wall.
Tanish backwards. Let's see P7. Yep, he loses a position there as Couple slips past him, but he does rejoin just behind Couple.
Yep, he has end plate damage as well. You can see the left side of his front wing, it's completely broken.
But Couple does give him the position back. This is a good show of sportsmanship, I guess, because he wants to get that position fair and square, which he should be able to do.
Nah, it's I think Kapil got an illegal overtake on Tanish.
Oh, that
making him give the position.
That might be there as well. I mean, I thought it was a good PR move from Kapil there, just to let Tanish pass. But okay, I've been informed otherwise.
there's no friendship here.
If gap car, as a certain IRC member would say.
Certain IRC member.
Certain IRC member who doesn't indulge himself much into the F1 game, but
More.
yeah, more of a GT3 kind of guy. Anyways, on board RB Ferraro here, the Tier 2 champion coming up behind OOR Faizan? Not sure. OOR.
Chain Online Racing.
Right. RB just getting a very bad exit out of the last corner there. Won't be close enough to make the move count, but he is trying. Faizan weaving. Yeah, I think he may have just scrubbed his tires a little bit there, and weaving it. Faizan goes very, very deep into turn 1. Although it seemed like RB just followed him for a second there, just using him as a reference for his own braking point, and just went straight on. As we see Cuba Ravi's Ghost making up a position on Rocker, but Rocker takes the position back. Will go on board back onto RB the battle here. Ooh, Crazy Joe is right behind them. Did not notice that, but he's also right on the tail end of this train right here.
Got 3 laps and maybe 2 sectors to go, and battle is going to help Kapil catch up onto this. Faizan goes really wide into that corner. Ijo and RB now have DRS on Faizan.
Very, very tense moments here as the battle is heating up for P3 in the race results here today, and also the championship. Currently, the fastest lap, I believe, is still held by Wilster, so he will get the 2 extra points for fastest lap if he continues to hold the accolade of fastest lap for this race. As we do see the battle heating up, coming down to the last corner, it does seem like RB is as close to Faizan as he's going to get. Now is going to be the opportunity to pounce. Faizan scrubbing his tires and with the secondary purpose of weaving. Coming down to turn 1, RB won't send it. Crazy Joe's right behind him, witnessing the battle.
What is your opinion on this weaving to break the slipstream? Should it be allowed? Should it be not
I feel
allowed?
like as long as you're not too close to the car behind, as in the car behind is not within like a tenth of you or maybe a couple of meters behind you, where if you weave unpredictably it might throw them off and there might be an incident of some sort. I feel like it should be fine, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another form of defending your position. As I think Crazy Joe might be side by side. No, I didn't think he was side by side for a second there.
On the track cameras. It's my ears hurt listening to that engine.
My apologies to not only you, but also all those on stream. It is a little bit painful when these engines are literally destroying themselves for our enjoyment. And we just got a little update from Cuba Rabi. He got a power cut, so that's pretty unfortunate. That's why he has left this race. But right now, the most interesting battle in these final couple of laps is the battle for P3 in this race as well, as we do see RB Farala getting closer and closer to Faizan. Just not close enough though. Again into the braking zone of turn 1. He is side by side though, as Faizan goes deep again into turn 1, makes a mistake, runs wide. Now let's go on board Crazy Joe, because yep, Crazy Joe now with an opportunity to get an overtake on RB. I think it might be a little bit too late, because he is carrying quite a bit of penalties. I think he's carrying about 14 seconds of penalties there, 18 for Tanish, although it should be 8 because he got 10 seconds for cutting a corner somewhere. Faizan again right on the back of this battle. I think at the best he can expect P4 here. That's hoping he doesn't get a penalty and have to drop back further, or crashes out from the race, which would be unfortunate. As we see in the background there, Tanis getting another penalty, another 3 seconds. Bad for Faizan right now, because he's out of DRS region. He was out of range for DRS. A second is the range for DRS, and he was out of it. So now he has to again work up that DRS and then get close to make the overtake.
G has started the final lap now, so we are going to get one last lap of racing. These guys, Crazy Joe, RB Furlow and Faizan, they've been at each other's throats for pretty much the entire race, and they're still at it. We don't know what is going to happen. We don't know what the order is going to be even now. As they cross the line for one final lap, none of them seem to be close to the person in front to make a move.
Ooh, as RB goes very
RB
deep.
going really wide.
Come side by side through turn 2, side by side through turn 3. Both of them won't have DRS. It is Crazy Joe who picks up the DRS, and this means Faizan is right back into the mix. Crazy Joe will claim P3 on merit alone as Sid Kulkarni crashes out. It's a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 3.
Oh, he was disqualified because he didn't use both the tire compounds.
Oh, right, okay. A little bit of an amateur moment there for Sid Kulkarni as he's disqualified. His car is teleported back to the pits, so we shouldn't see any interruptions in the racing. I think there might be a little bit of an overtake happening, although that might just be Dwajin's Ghost lapping Black Sheep's Ghost right at the back. This battle is heating up
Now
now.
it's all or nothing for these three guys. They're just trying to make
Ooh,
sense
Faizan.
everywhere.
Ooh, can he get the move done? This is the last lap magic here from Faizan. If he can get the move done, he will have P3 on race result, even though Crazy Joe will have P3 in terms of, well, in terms of just the race, in terms of the finishing order. A
Position.
little bit of contact there. Wilster picks up another penalty, 5 seconds. Will that be enough to put him behind Electric? Faizan getting blocked there on for a second. Seemed like he was getting impeded. All have to do with the last.
And with the switch back now. He's gonna get the RS, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. It's a photo finish to the line.
Ooh, my
RB
word!
just
That was
1/100th
RB's
of a
battle.
second.
Tanish also finishing a little bit behind. Oh no, he was well behind actually, but he wasn't that far off. No other battles going on there. I think it's just ghost drivers. Rocco will finish in P9, solid drive from the tier 3 driver on the keyboard as well. Fantastic work from him. And obviously Dwajin, Black Sheep and Kubarabi are no longer in the race. So obviously they will finish in the remaining positions. But yeah, brilliant work there from Wilster. Electrop in P2 had a couple of penalties, but obviously it didn't affect him too much there. But yeah, fantastic opening race of the F2 Social Event Championship. Driver of the day goes to Tanish after picking up a record, probably not a record, but he picked up 21 seconds of penalties. As we see the drivers coming out onto the podium here. Nice.
Casey holds the record for penalties.
Does he?
It's 36 seconds,
Wow.
I think.
We see a nice, diverse podium there. White, Asian and Indian drivers featuring on the podium there. And we also have a ginger man standing and the constructors podium. Nice variety here, very politically correct.
Politically correct podium.
Exactly. As we see the final results here, Wilster picks up win here, even though he had 5 seconds of penalties. Electra P2, RB Ferrara P3, fantastic drive from him to recover from P10. Faizan in P4, Kapil in P5. Crazy Joe drops to P6 after finishing P4 on positions. No, he finished P3 on positions, but has to drop to P6 because of penalties. Does not change his position. Started in P6, finished in P6. Monk in P7 after starting P12. Tanish in P8 after finishing P16, halved the number of positions. Rocker in P9, brilliant race there from him, and the rest of the drivers pretty much just weren't there for half of the race anyway. So let's go ahead and hop into the podium. We can do
Did you